Hey, how we doing, everybody? Just loading in, getting everything set. Starting off here in about 12 minutes with our company ceremony. It's a little windy today in game here. Okay.
No. Well, you're standing in my notice square.
Somebody's mowing down.
Oh, hi, dude.
I have no idea where I got this line because I know Evan.
No, absolutely not.
Get rid of his watcher.
I don't know. I have no clue.
No, can you?
Oh, what's that?
What do you mean? You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Nothing.
Whose is this?
Ooh.
Bet it's Glenar.
I don't even carry max.
Jade?
Yo,
It looks like one of yours.
it's not
Ooh.
Jade, if you're the only one with that color mic.
Rip.
take it.
Picture's dying.
Greg,
Yes.
is that mag on the ground yours thing?
What? I'm like half deaf. What did the staff sergeant just ask?
Never mind, it's okay. Oh no, what happened?
I think I'm like the only one that uses these specific mags, so you can easily tell which mags are mine.
You use those yellow ones.
And I also go prone randomly.
Rows of 5 guys.
Five guys? Okay. We're going to five guys.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, we're going to 5. Rows of 5.
Those are good burgers, but expensive.
So much
There's like 6 people here.
Hey, Grumman, he's talking to you.
Yeah,
Grumman.
just go ahead and jump the second line.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good, Nichols.
I was like, yes.
There you go.
Oh, you'll be 60. Hey, Watto. On the right
Yeah.
side. Did you have your guys clean the MRAP yesterday from the KFC?
Didn't end up going, unfortunately.
Oh, look at this underground bunker.
I don't think I might follow.
Yeah, that's where I was hiding and waiting.
Nope, no sit interaction. Want to play ping pong?
I'll get the guys that attention in 2 minutes.
That. It's Flanagan, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's the only name that I'm gonna have a struggle besides, you know, Cola, which I just call Cola anyway. Pendergast, Escabella. Pendergeast. Plunkett?
It's Prendergast.
Pendergast, okay. Yeah, I guess there's no E's in there. And then Plunkett.
Call him, what's that thing from, isn't it a Pendergeist? From...
It's a poltergeist.
Oh, Poltergeist. I was thinking of, Phasmophobia.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. Just closing notes wise, so I got the Platoon RTO in there, I got the Steam mods launching tomorrow, and gonna open the floor up to Drake for a little bit to talk about that. Anything else for notes? Well, we got Airborne School. When's that coming?
21st of November. Sign-ups are on the website.
Okay, any other classes till
Combat
December?
Lifesavers this Friday.
CLS.
And there'll be another land navigation hosted before Airborne School for the people that failed the last course, but there is no announcement yet on that. So that's to be updated by Staff Sergeant Brock.
13th, and then land nav pending.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to the Airborne.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just send you a text. Because I think you're streaming, aren't you?
Well, it
Okay.
can't see my Steam.
But they can probably hear you. Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, it can hear me.
I just shot a message to your phone.
Okay. Just a call out then.
Yeah, I sort of thought about that one. We had a bit of a discussion with Drake, and we sort of both agreed.
Okay.
I mean, it goes with what you said anyway in that PM. It's nothing over the top, so.
Gotcha. You remember how much Flanagan did?
$100 US.
Hey, let's have the rest of Spartan.
All right.
following.
Let's kick this off. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? get my water bubbler. Church, thanks, buddy.
Special Sam, one step down. Left.
Sorry. Just put me next to him.
Alright, first platoon, let's cover up, just right dress, fill in those gaps. Got a big gap here on my front right, your left, and first squad.
That's right. Second row, step right. Alright, they will hold.
No, don't go to second row. No. It's a long pass.
Alright, lock it up, cover up.
I've seen these AFK, so.
Sir, first platoon is all present and accounted for.
Oh. Post. Someone sleeping in the front row there? Alright. Got a minute. Somebody in some squad is enjoying a nap in the front row. There you go. You're getting there. Welcome back. Alright, everybody hear me in the back?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Beautiful. Alright. Well, November's upon us. Many of us are entering into the fall-winter time frame. Unbelievable that where I'm at right now, it's like still 70 degrees though in Wisconsin, but I'll take it. So, some kind of notes to really start off with. We actually didn't have any anniversaries in the month of November. So those new soldiers that just enlisted with us, 1 year from now, hopefully we actually have some anniversaries to celebrate in the month of November. With November, we're entering obviously the second to last month of our fiscal year. We generally go obviously what the calendar months are. So we're what 1/3 of the way done with our fourth quarter, entering into November. And it's November's our last full month. As December, we do a holiday exodus, starting generally just before Christmas through the New Year. So those that are fairly new to that, we are, I believe it's the 21st. We officially start our holiday exodus of December, and that's through January 1st, because I believe January 2nd is the first Sunday of the month, which then we will pick back up with a ceremony. For our operation, Operation Thin Ice. It's obviously right now in its apex. We are hitting some pretty hard targets, hitting some pretty aggressive enemy forces against the KHM and the Iranians. We're getting smacked in some areas and steamrolling in others. So expect more of that same today. But officially, we are winding down on our deployment time frame. It's hard to believe that we've already been deployed 10 months. about 9 months. About 9 months now. All said and done, we're looking to redeploy home by Exodus here, so that we can start the new year, basically with a new, you know, fresh perspective. Start the new year with some quality training, getting pre-mobilized again, and seeing what operations and combat missions we might have in 2021. But ideally, we always like to deploy back home, get our bearings, get back to the basics. We have a lot of soldiers that join us throughout a year-long operation that might have never really got to participate in pre-mobilization training. So working through those battle drills at a squad and platoon level, you know, checking those checklists and making sure that we're solid. So other than that, a couple other notes that I had that I'll kind of touch on now. Those that are looking, that platoon RTO slot is still open. We're still accepting applications, making sure that we have a quality RTO, somebody on the front lines with the platoon staff, communicating with myself, communicating with 3CAB, our flight element, and then as well as any calls for direct or indirect fire. Very vital. Obviously, you need to know a lot about how task force radio works, making sure that we understand and know how our 9 lines, our call sheets work. So there is a bit of training with that, and that's something that Sergeant Shade will be helping with as he transitions into that FO slot. We do have Airborne School coming, November 21st. The sign-ups are on the forums right now. I know we just took care of the land navigation this last Friday. Some of the soldiers that need to still hit and qualify with land nav to qualify to go to Airborne School, FIG and Staff Sergeant Brock are working and going to be posting a date for another land nav course prior to November 21st, so that those that are looking to get airborne qualified before the new year, that is one of the requirements. So definitely hit up that as soon as you see it. And then we do have this weekend, or this next Friday, the 13th, I believe, a combat lifesaver course that'll be happening for those that are looking to move more towards the medical side. Not necessarily is combat lifesaver meaning you're going to go be the squad medic or that you have to be the squad medic. It just allows you to get some extra training, and we know how quick a vehicle can roll up on us and annihilate us. So the more people we have trained in combat lifesaver and understanding how the ACE medical system works is obviously good. So and then the final notes I'm going to touch on a little bit, and then we'll end with it as well, is our transition into the Steam Workshop mods. Something that we've been working on for about the last 2 months now. Officially tomorrow is that launch date to where ACE or Arma Sync is going to go away, and it will be strictly through the launcher, Arma launcher, on how we join our servers and keep our mods up to date. I'll give Staff Sergeant Drake some time at the end to really go through a little bit of details, but there's going to be large instruction manuals out there explaining. I know there's already, all the leadership has already been briefed and knowledgeable, hopefully, on how that process is going to work. But again, Staff Sergeant and COE team as a whole put a lot of man hours, a lot of work into ensuring that this is kind of dummy proof. I made it as if, well, it is for me. So making sure that I know how to do it, and I'm pretty sure everybody else can. And I'm going to kind of be one of those guinea pigs, is that I didn't prep myself at all for transitioning into ACE or into Steam Workshop mods. I'll be deleting my mods all, later today or tomorrow or whenever I get on, and I'm going to follow that step-by-step instruction that's provided by COE. And really, that's where we're going to work out hopefully some of those errors. If not, then it's perfect. And hey, I'll be happy because I can join our servers. So Other than that, that's kind of the note side of it. We do have a fairly good list of promotions, awards, which is awesome. I mean, I remember just 6 months ago, these ceremonies were only 15, 20 minutes long just because, timing, it takes a while to get promoted. Awards, we're just starting to get more in-depth into combat awards and medals and things like that. And, it's awesome to see these lists continue to grow each and every month, because that means, for one, we're showing that outstanding work by our soldiers, making sure that we're recognizing and rewarding and promoting from within, and just that it's a solid group. So without further ado, like to get Drake, Sam, Marsh, and Cola post. Alright, cover down just a little bit. Sam. There you go. Alright. About face. Alright. These 4 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. Those that don't know, this is awarded for donation to the unit. We always have a monthly donation. In fact, we just rolled it over into November, so now there's a new donation time period of the month of November. In the month of October here, we brought in $280 from these 4 soldiers, as well as an additional $10 from Pendergast and Liwa for $11. Those 2 didn't qualify, as the award states it has to be $50 or more donated. Ericola is being awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal with Valor for hitting that $100 mark in a calendar month. I believe this is now back-to-back months for Cola. So obviously a big thank you to all 4 soldiers. We had Drake donate 50, Sam donate 50, and Marsh 59. Just to top off the rest of the monthly donation, 59 came in. So I highly appreciate donations. I mean, I'm a firm believer that a solid financial unit is a strong one. We never have to worry about website costs, server costs. Financing and leadership is what are the 2 biggest things for any clan, group, guild, whatever you want to call us. It's one of those that if we don't have those, it fails quickly. I'm pretty sure every single person in this unit has been in a unit that has most likely either had poor leadership or has just fallen apart because they couldn't afford anything, or so forth. So big thank you to these soldiers. Noah? Alright. Buffets? Thanks again, soldiers. Alright, fall back in. Alright. Next step, go ahead and get me Abel and Brock post. Wait on you, Abel. There you go.
Got my key guys.
About face? Alright, these 2 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Armed Forces Service Medal for continued service within a DMOS. In this one, it qualifies for 6 months being in a DMOS. In this case, Abel has been in Force Improvement Group, actually under the leadership of Staff Sergeant Brock. And then Sergeant Brock has been in our Public Affairs Office for the last 6 months, to where he handles a lot of news articles and leads our social media platform. So a big hooah to these soldiers. Obviously 6 months in a DMOS, you show an impact immediately, and it's something that you know, everybody's highly appreciative of for going above and beyond in a DMOS. So, cool. Buffface. Congrats, soldiers.
Thank you, sir.
Fall back in. All right. Cruz and Cola post. All right, Buffface. All right, this is a list. This is a medal that I was kind of shocked that there was only 2. I even sent it back to the lieutenant, asking, "Are you sure?" But these 2 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Good Conduct Medal. Those that aren't aware, the Good Conduct Medal is awarded for every 3 months of service, of good service, meaning no AWOL lapses. You post a TPR when you need to. You know, you show up when you're supposed to. Obviously, disciplinary actions, there's none, hopefully. And it's just a solid performance throughout the last 3 months or 1 quarter. You know, and so this is a medal that can be awarded up to 4 times a year and up to, you know, X amount of times, 20 some whatever, that our oak leaves and whatnot cover. So, I mean, this is basically a medal that is handed out for good service. So, a big hua, and obviously, I believe this is PFC's here's first one, and I believe Cruz's first one as well. Oh wait, no, Cruz's second one. But other than that, hua, congrats. All right, Buffface. Fall back in. All right, next up, go ahead, get me Liwa, Garcia, Samuels, Lee, and Venn post. All right, Buffface. All right, these, let's see, 5 soldiers are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of Private First Class, meeting the 1 month, 30-day time and grade. You know, this is, for the most part, their first promotion within the 3rd Infantry Division Realism unit. So really the stipulation is obviously that activity. Being present, being here is obviously very vital to A, staying here, and then 2, being promoted. You know, it's their first promotion to stand up in front of everybody outside of basic training and AIT. I mean, this is kind of that first stepping stone. Here they qualify for a couple other DMOSs. They qualify for potentially getting into some leadership roles as a maybe a new fire team leader, potentially being qualified anyway. And really, it's just the first stepping stone to hopefully a long career. So, congratulations on PFC, soldiers. Oh, Buffface. Buffface? Nope, sorry. Fall back in. Alright, next up. Go ahead, get me Marsh, Johnson, Garcia, and Samuels post. Alright, Buffface. There you go. Alright, these 3 are 4 soldiers, 3 in front of us. Today are hereby being awarded the National Defense Service Medal. So the National Defense Service Medal is awarded to soldiers who have served in their nation's military, and it has gone through a verification process. In this case, Marsh currently serves in the U.S. Army as a combat medic. Johnson, who's not present, currently serves in the U.S. Army as well, or has served. You have Garcia, who verified serving in the Brazilian Army. And then you have Samuels for the Netherlands military. I believe Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Alright, perfect. I had a 50-50 chance on that one. other ways, I mean, this is for serving outside of our game, outside the internet, outside of everything. They serve their nation. They answered the call to their nation, whether that's a volunteer or a mandatory service. But it's something that should be recognized and honored. We are a MilSim unit, so this is a award and a medal that is only awarded to those that go above and beyond outside their house and are serving in their nation's military. So with that, congratulations and thank you for your service. Oh. Oh. All right, Bellface. All right, congratulations. Fall back in. All right, next up, this list is a little larger. So let's see how many soldiers step forward. Well, we got Klein, Unger, Mullins, Ayers, Poltrak, Cola, Nichols, Escabella, and Pendergast. Post. All right. All right, and then just tighten it up, cover down. There you go. Go towards the middle. Beautiful. All right, Bellface. All right, this large list. How many I got here? 10? 9. 9 soldiers, with 6 in front here, are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of Specialist E4. So this is what we call the E4 Mafia. As you can see, they grow in size quickly, with 9 soldiers this month being promoted to Specialist. This is a very kind of like what I call a stepping stone type of rank. Not only are they dedicated to the unit, I mean, having served the time and grade, time and service needed, but then also to even qualify for Specialist, you have to serve within a DMOS in our unit. So our DMOSs are our admin side of our unit. They're not flashy and they're not necessarily fun. There's some better than others, and the key is all soldiers that want to be promoted, to move up through our ranks, to move into potential leadership roles and open up other opportunities. They have to give. They have to give into that DMOS side of the unit, whether that is our recruiting and retention, our force improvement group, our public affairs office, our CID, BMO, and then COE. So, I mean, there's a lot of like our RRO or recruiting. That's very vital to our unit. Obviously, we need to process and bring and recruit people into the unit to grow, to have positions for potential leaders to get challenged and make something of themselves, be a fire team leader. If we have all these soldiers, if you think about it, right now we have 3 squads. If when we open a 4th squad, that's only 1 soldier being promoted to squad leader out of 50, 60 that are here. So if you're looking for those slots and looking to grow and potentially lead a squad, potentially lead a platoon, well, it starts with recruiting for sure. Our force improvement group is humongous. Obviously, those that we bring in, we need to make sure are up to standards, up quickly. We can trust that their skills and abilities matches those of their comrades. And then PAO, CID, those are vital to our imaging, what we look like from the outside in. And then obviously BMO and COE are more or less the back end side of our unit, with handling our roster profiles, our servers, things like that, and service records. So everyone is so vital to our success, which is why at the rank of Specialist, it's a requirement to get there, is to serve in these DMOSs. So if you're not in one already, please take a look at those signups and what's available currently on our forums. We have several NCOICs and officers in charge OICs that are here to help train and make sure that it's enjoyable. Congratulations to these specialists. So, all right, Dollface.
E4 Mafia.
E4 Mafia. It grows every day. All right, fall back in. All right, go ahead and get me Sam and Whirl post. All right, Dollface. All right, so talking about DMOSs and how important they are. One thing that several of our medals that we actually have in our unit are only achievable via DMOS work. It's not combat related whatsoever. It's literally sitting behind your keyboard and mouse, doing administrative style stuff in our unit. In these case, these two soldiers, Specialist Whirl, Specialist Sam, are hereby being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal, the JSAM, for work in DMOSs. So it's for achievement. So I got some citations right here for Sam for his commitment to and hard work in Force Improvement Group. Since joining FIG as an RSO in July, Specialist Sam has dedicated himself to bringing high-quality instruction to our trainees. In addition to his combat duties as a fire team leader, he also serves as a drill instructor and a land nav instructor. He is always someone you can count on to get the job done. His leadership and no-nonsense approach to instruction add value to our training, and his work stands in line with the highest standards of our Force Improvement Group. I gotta say, I was an attendee, I should say, of Land Nav course this last Friday, and the instruction that Specialist Sam provided was solid, right to the point, and the instruction was solid and good. So, big hooah to you. For Specialist Whirl, since joining the recruiting and retention office in early October, to no surprise, this former officer in charge of RRO has completed many enlistments, also striving to recruit more soldiers daily. This soldier's commitment to RRO has been evident in the following weeks, as he's been assigned a recruiter within recruiting and retention. So those that don't know, Specialist Whirl is a rehire, I guess you can say, a soldier that re-enlisted with us, serving as a company commander actually in our unit during a prior tour. He was in charge of RRO, so it's a passion of his, and it shows continued to this day, even as a specialist again in our unit, on how to recruit, how to draw people in, and how to make them feel welcome. And that's something that Specialist Whirl has always had a talent for, and no doubt continues to do so. So, other than that, congratulations to these two soldiers on being awarded the JSAM. Cool. All right. Bellface? Fall back in. All right. Ooh. You are right. I did miss one. It was on the other page. Simpkins post. I think he's actually not in game. Thanks for calling. Is he in game? Oh, perfect. Post.
Negative.
Oh, negative? Oh, gotcha. Okay. So Simpkins was actually on my list as well. It was page 4. Simpkins is another soldier that is being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal for work within RRO, it looks. I'll read his citation as well. Another soldier who has also joined Recruiting and Retention early October, who has also gone above and beyond within his DMOS duties. This soldier has always strived for excellence in ensuring the tasks are completed within Recruiting and Retention at the earliest convenience. Specialist Simpkins, now Warrant Officer candidate, has shown hard work and dedication within RO since being hired. I know some other work that Simpkins does is in our Public Affairs office as well, and it's something that doesn't go unnoticed there, but awesome that we get to award him the JSAM today for his work in RRO. As we've talked, recruiting and retention is kind of the staple point of our unit, so congratulations to him as well. Cool. I'll have to double check, make sure I'm not just cutting off any of these medals for different pages. So next up, go ahead, get me Perez post. All right. Bowface. All right. So PFC Perez here was put in for 1 medal, and I actually was a witness to this event, and I was more or less moved to upgrade it to a higher medal. I'll kind of read the citation that was wrote in, because then I also was starting to write a citation, and I noticed he got put in for this a different medal, and I'm like, oh no, not what I saw. So with that, during Mission Screaming Eagle, PFC Perez led Scorpion's Alpha Fire Team, taking charge in breaching and clearing First Squad sector in an Iranian barracks. While finishing the clearing operation, Scorpion suffered a mass casualty incident after an enemy BTR attacked their position at point blank. PFC Perez took accountability of his men, found a covered CCP position, radioed to platoon, and began recovery and triage of wounds. His efforts ensured that First Squad maintained a foothold at the airfield while awaiting reinforcements. So I remember when this happened that I think most of us do. I think most of us were slaughtered by that BTR that came rolling into the airfield during Mission Screaming Eagle, which was our last airborne mission. I want to say we probably had a 90% WIA or KIA rate at that moment when that came through. When the BTR was disabled, I was able to then advance as well into where our mass cache was. Lo and behold, seeing one lonely PFC there trying to triage, I don't know, 5-10 people, 5 or 10 soldiers, and really trying to categorize, I guess you could say, that's what triage is who's the most severe, and trying to make sure that, all right, he prioritized correct. You know, he wasn't necessarily trying to, I believe Staff Sergeant Brock was there, was one of the soldiers down. He was trying to not only stabilize Staff Sergeant Brock, but then he also knew that I got to get another combat lifesaver or a medic up to help me. So he was prioritizing that, making sure that those soldiers were out of there. Lo and behold, out of all those soldiers, I think we were able to save maybe 2, maybe 3 of those, and bring them back up. Everybody else was unfortunately a KIA. But just seeing that and being able to say that, hey, this was a PFC at the time. I know he was a combat lifesaver, but I didn't know that he was leading a fire team at that time, or an element at that time as well. So with that, I'd like to award PFC Perez the Army Commendation Medal with Valor for just outstanding commitment, outstanding dedication, and just the efforts he put forth during Mission Screaming Eagle. So, hooah. Alright, Bellface. Congrats, PFC.
Thank you, Major.
Alright, fall back in. Alright. Next up, get me Sam and Vandenberg. Post. Alright, Bellface. Alright, as we mentioned the E4 Mafia, these soldiers have been stinking that up. So we are hereby promoting them to Corporal, getting them out of that E4 Mafia. So to qualify for E4 Alpha or Corporal, you have to be in a leadership position. You know, to be an NCO in this unit, you have to lead, plain and simple. You have to be in charge of soldiers. You have to be dedicated to improving your element, your unit, from a leadership standpoint. So these soldiers currently serve as combat lifesavers, or not combat lifesavers, sorry, fire team leaders, and or a medic, and are hereby being promoted to Corporal and entering the NCO Corps. So congratulations. Alright, Buffets. Welcome to the NCO Corps. Alright, fall back in. Alright, next up, get me Poltrack, Errors, Tucci, Moose, and Skits. Post. Alright, Bobface. Alright, so I'll start off obviously with Poltrack here, as he's in formation. So, I'll read the citation. Let's see. PFC Poltrack has shown a great attitude as a new fire team leader. This soldier is showing commitment and dedication. The soldier manages to find key points to squad needs that need to be worked on. During combat missions, PFC Poltrack keeps cool and leads his team from the front. His radio etiquette and reports are always excellent. So the award that's being awarded to all 5 of these soldiers is the Army Achievement Medal. So the Army Achievement Medal is one of those that can be awarded for normal garrison leadership, combat leadership, and then just normal performance within our unit as well. So here, obviously being a solid but new fire team leader, leading from the front as a PFC, and now specialist, but getting into that role and leading from the front, taking care of his troops is key. We have Errors as a saw gunner in second squad, second fire team. Errors is an excellent soldier. As a team member, he is very fun and professional to be around. He knows when there is downtime and when there needs to be seriousness. During the entire month, he has been helping his fire team, or his team leader, get used to his new role with keeping the team in check at all times at times of distress. Errors also is a big morale booster, being able to calm his team down with his presence and with a lot of 249 fire. So squad, he's a saw gunner. I know Errors is one that's watching a stream right now, being awarded that. I mean, just being that soldier, I call those thoughtful leaders is what I call those. They're not necessarily soldiers that are in a leadership position, but they're respected by their team, and respected by just their peers in general, not necessarily anybody within their element. And that's something that Errors definitely is. We have Tucci, always assisting soldiers, and has remote controlled a good amount of new privates into a bunch of new privates' computers to settle their mod issues and technical issues with TeamSpeak. Sorts out their files and getting them up and running for ops and drills. So, I mean, taking care of their soldiers all the way down to, hey, I'm going to remote in. I know that's something that I've done a few times. I've known of other soldiers. Hopefully now with this new Steam mod upgrade that we're going, that won't be an issue too much, but it's also good to know that we have soldiers out there that are going to take care of their soldiers, take care of other people around them as well. And that's something that Tucci's always done, from this tour and the last. You have Moose. Every time a new soldier is welcome into the unit, Specialist Moose jumps into TeamSpeak, chats with them, and makes them feel welcome into the unit. This is a good leader, or this is a good leadership quality, and makes Spartans more, let's see, oh, missed track. Oh, sorry. Makes Spartans more relatable to new soldiers and builds camaraderie. This soldier helps them set up their loadouts when they first join, so that they are prepped and ready to go for future unit events. So, again, another soldier getting on, taking care of their soldiers. As you can see, there's a trend here with this medal, with the Army Achievement Medal. It's taking care of soldiers. It's taking care of those that are around you. It's sacrificing yourself for the little things. And then we have Skits. Specialist Skits proudly led 3rd Squad, 1st Fire Team through mission calculated risk, while Sergeant Tuski was acting SL. So you got a soldier that stepped up, not necessarily was a fire team leader. In this case, the fire team leader was acting squad leader. SL at that time TPR'd, so obviously there's a shift of everything. Let's see. Specialist Skits led his soldiers with respect, efficiency, and always had their best interests at heart. He led this team to victory and to accomplish the mission during calculated risk. So in this case, this is also a good call out to Tucci, who is Skits' fire team leader, making sure that those soldiers, that he had somebody ready to go into combat to take over his fire team so that he can lead at a higher level. So it's good to see that. Again, Army Achievement Medal is no small medal. So big hua and a big thanks to these soldiers' leadership. Hua. Alright. Alright. Bowface. Congrats, Specialist. Alright, fall back in. Alright. Alright, next up, get me Lewa, Plunkett, Garcia, Marsh, Samuels, Lee, Pendergast, and Miner. Post. Buffets. Alright. So these soldiers, 8 total, are hereby being awarded the Combat Infantry Badge Stage 1. So the way our operations work is that we are awarded a Combat Infantry Badge or a Combat Action Badge or a Combat Medic Badge one stage at a time per operation, not mission. So it takes a while to get up there into the stage 2, 3, 4. You know, and this is their first operation, first time in the unit. Usually, our very first mission during Operation Thin Ice, we had some, medium NCOs, as well as some C staff achieve their next stage. But kind of as we continue to do ceremonies every month, operation missions every month, generally the stage 1 is awarded to soldiers that are fairly new to the unit. In this case, all 8 of these are at least a specialist PFC or lower. So a big hoot to these soldiers for engaging in combat for their first time in the month of November. And hopefully they had that taste of blood and want to continue to engage. So congratulations and hua. Bellface. Alright, congratulations. Fall back in. Let's see if I can get Abel Tucci. Post. I think Tucci's not here, so at the same time, Whirl, go ahead, post.
That is correct. Tucci's in here.
Yeah, I thought I saw him. TPR. Alright. Alright, Bellface. Alright. So, these 2 soldiers are up here being awarded. First, I'll start with Sergeant Abel. In the month of October, we conducted an air assault course where we had 2 graduates that have never done the air assault course before graduate from air assault and achieve their air assault badge or their skill badge. And that's Sergeant Abel and Sergeant Tucci, who both conducted air assault operations. Actually, kind of shocked that it was such a small course or a small class. That's a course that only comes around every so often. Timing is obviously hard, but hopefully soldiers take a look and definitely apply for that next course that come up. With that, we have, I always mess this name up, but it's the French Fourragère. And I'm French, and I can't even say the damn thing. All right. This is a French cord that is awarded to soldiers who complete 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 skill badges that we have in our unit. So that includes your air assault, your air badge or airborne wings, your air assault badge, your ranger badge or ranger tab, sorry, your expert infantry badge as well. And you have to get 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5. I think it's 4 out of 5. To qualify for this French cord. And in this case, with the completion of air assault, Sergeant Abel has finally achieved that mark. And one thing that wasn't around when Specialist Whirl was here for his prior tour was this, being that he's already completed all those courses in prior tours, did qualify for this, as well as we backdated a couple other ones. Specialist Whirl in his prior tour was a Soldier of the Quarter. I forget the year, 2018, 17, somewhere in there. So he's being awarded the Soldier's Medal for achieving that. That was just something that we didn't award out at that time, back in that day. As we continue to grow and evolve our unit, things like that do happen. We have to backdate some medals that were given out prior, or given out now that weren't prior. So, but the achievement is still the same in our minds. So, a big hood of these, well, technically 3 soldiers for going through those skill badges. So, cool. Ballface. Congratulations. Wear that French cord with pride.
I got it just so you could practice.
Thanks. Fall back in. All right. Go ahead and get me Scanar post. All right, Ballface. Alright, those that don't know this guy, this is Sergeant Scanar. He is our S2 intel analyst. We obviously know him from our missions. He's the one that sends out our op boards, plans our missions with myself, and really comes up with what we're going to do, how the enemies are going to react, and what we need to do. Officially, being a, I think it's 35 India, as an MOS, he's not an infantryman, and therefore qualifies for the combat action badge, being that he's not a combat arms in that sort of being infantry. So, big hoo to him. You know, there's a lot we could say about Sergeant Scanar and the operations that we get. You know, and it's obviously a very daunting task to have to take that on. I did it for years. We have a few other soldiers that planned full operations as well, and at times it's a big ass headache, I can tell you that. So not enough appreciation can be said about the sergeant with taking on S2. We do have Lieutenant Alice returning from his LOA, who will be also taking up into S2 to kind of again, another brain. Literally, there's times that you get writer's block on these operations, on what can I do, what else can I do, more away from just the, you know, here's an objective, go attack it style, and it's not easy. So anybody that thinks it is more than welcome to start planning an op and present it to myself, because I guarantee after the first month, it gets difficult. Now try doing it for the last 10 months. You know, that's 20 to 40 some combat operation missions that you have to do. So, big hoo to Sergeant Scanar. Cool. Alright, Ballface. Thanks, Scanar. Fall back in. Alright, next up, go ahead, get me Klein and Sergeant Greg, not Grig. Greg. Sorry. Alright. About face. Alright. So you kind of see right on these soldiers' belly band, you see that word medic, which also is my best friend. Alright. We want to make sure that our combat medics are acknowledged. You know, it's a higher step than a combat lifesaver. Those that don't know, combat lifesaver's first mission is to eliminate the threat, right? Combat medics kind of don't. You know, they're there making sure that they're patching, they're splinting, they're putting IVs in, hopefully not overdosing people, but at their skill level that definitely doesn't happen. You know, so achieving this award, this skill badge, the combat medical badge, In this case, Klein, this is his very first stage of the combat, being that Operation Thin Ice is his first role as a squad medic within our unit. So he's being awarded Stage 1 Combat Medic badge. But Sergeant Greg here has had prior experience in prior operations, and has also served as a combat medic prior in one of those other operations. So being now our platoon medic, coming out of being a squad leader to being our platoon medic, he qualifies for Stage 2 of our combat medic badge. So I can't tote up what a medic is worth. I'll take 3 medics every day of my life if I can get them next to me, just to make sure that I'm operational and I can fire my weapon. So between our medics that also help train our combat lifesavers, just a big hoo to these soldiers. So, cool.
Whoop.
Alright, Bellface. Congrats, soldiers. Thank you. And stay close today. Alright. Alright, fall back in. Alright. So Cruz isn't here today. I have a medal for him that I'll read off. So the Joint Service Commendation Medal is being awarded to Cruz for really his work that he does in CID. You know, I know we have a lot of work that has gone into our CID with our new uniform templates that has launched last month or the month before. And just the strong dedication, the multiple, tasks that CID has to do. But I know Cruz also went above and beyond, creating different DMOS-oriented style uniforms as well for us. So making sure that, your uniform that you see on PersComs right now is to your DMOS. There's nothing that is grayed out there that you can't get sooner or later. Versus prior, we had everything on there, so you might have had something grayed out on uniform that only medics can get, or in this case 3 cab can get. In this case now, your uniform is DMOS specific, so you can get those medals. You just gotta want them enough, I guess, and go earn them, and fight for them. So big hoo to Cruz, who's not here today. Oh. All right. Go ahead, get me Staff Sergeant Brock post. Buffus. All right. So this is an award that I put in as well. So after seeing what and how important Staff Sergeant is, not just to our unit, but to his combat squad. So I'll read the citation that I wrote up. Now, I'm not a, master at words, so, it's short and sweet, but I praise in public here. During combat mission, calculated risk, while leading first squad, Staff Sergeant was hit with enemy direct fire and rendered unconscious. Upon being patched up by the Scorpions doc, Staff Sergeant continued to lead from the front with his squad and successfully completed their objectives. To put more context into this, we all know that in-game, in our operations, it's fairly easy to get knocked unconscious, take a bullet, pass out, blah, blah, blah. But it shows the strength of the leader of how that team reacts to that happening. Definitely when you are a fire team leader, squad leader, or leading people. And it goes to show for what Staff Sergeant has developed within his first squad on what happens. Instantly, the fire team leaders identify that, okay, I have no contact with my squad leader. They get on the radio and take command. They issue those directives and say, hey, up to our platoon net saying, Widowmaker 1 is down, taking command. So it shows the in-depth training there. It also shows the don't panic training that they kind of have in place on all squads. I feel all squad leaders do extremely well with this with their teams. As soon as they get knocked, their team knows what to do. In this case, Staff Sergeant Brock was able to get patched up. He wasn't KIA, luckily due to his awesome combat lifesaver and then awesome medic that was present, and then was able to lead from the front and continue to execute at a high level. So with that, we're awarding Staff Sergeant Brock a Purple Heart for his not only outstanding leadership during that engagement, but then also officially being wounded and continuing to lead from the front. You know, we always call the Purple Heart the enemy's marksmanship badge. You know, and being able to be awarded that, not necessarily is always a good thing, but it's something that's pretty honorable. So, big hoo to Staff Sergeant. Hoo. Alright. Buffface. Congratulations, Staff Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, fall back in. He might have been shot in the buttocks. We'll see. Probably. Alright, next up, Staff Sergeant Drake, post. Alright, Buffface. Alright. So, we all know the Staff Sergeant. Obviously, he's very vital to our unit, our current role as being your platoon sergeant. It's a role that he's held prior in a prior tour. It's something that is very suited to his talents as well. And getting into this role, coming back into the unit, leading as a squad leader, now leading at a higher level in command staff. I'd like to promote Staff Sergeant to Sergeant First Class for completion of the time and grade needed. You know, just the dedication alone that the Staff Sergeant shows on the combat side, as well as I mentioned before, the DMOS side. Definitely the last couple months needed in COE and now being the NCOIC of our Corps of Engineers. On top of the promotion to Sergeant First Class, I'd like to read this citation. For distinguished meritorious service while holding key roles within the unit, serving as a platoon sergeant, having achieved high performance of activity throughout the platoon, as well as holding the slot of NCOIC of our Corps of Engineers, and had led and conducted multiple upgrades to the back end part of our website, our unit, PersCom system, as well as the integration of our Steam workshop mods. Like to award Sergeant First Class Drake the Meritorious Service Medal, which is awarded for kind of what it says, distinguished meritorious service. You know, at a high level. You know, this kind of ropes into his prior tour with us, with what he's done there, and has come back and asked to do it again. So there is a psych test that's going to be done soon for Sergeant First Class, because I don't know if he's crazy or if he just loves it here. But we sure love him, and big hooah, congratulations, Sergeant First Class. Hooah. Alright, just stand fast right now, Staff Sergeant. Just double checking, make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'm gonna probably open the floor up to you, just for a quick overview of the Steam Workshop launch, starting tomorrow, if you, wanna go on yelling and kind of talk about that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Alright.
So, Steam Workshop is going to be a huge change. Finally being able to drop Armory Sync, finally being able to get these mods off of our servers, this massive workload that our servers are currently handling, which they really shouldn't be doing. So, to get into some detail here, we've created a new page on the forums, which is thirdinf.us/mods. You can also find it if you go into the top to About Us, and then I believe it is the first subheading there, which is mods. In there, you'll find a instructional video on how to transition from Armory Sync to the Steam Workshop, as well as if you're new, how to get our mods through the Steam Workshop. So there's a video there explaining all of that, as well as some frequently asked questions, which I advise you to read through, and then obviously the download for all the files that you need. We also have a table of all of our current mods and some other nice things on that website. or on that page, excuse me. So in the upcoming week, so starting Monday, we will be doing our migration to the Steam Workshop. So from Monday to approximately Wednesday, our game servers, so all of our Arma servers, will be down for maintenance. So starting Wednesday, there will be an announcement on the forums when everything is completed, and then you can start to check your mods and start to load into the server to see if everything's working correctly. We'll have some servers up to accommodate all of that.
All right, cool. So this is a giant undertaking, guys. I mean, we have, it's kind of something that we've never done in multiple years. We've used Arma 3 Sync for, at least 5 years or more. And being able to take care of that, get it out of the way, and be able to knock it out. I mean, that way we have a fresh point going forward. So, other than that, Staff Sergeant, go ahead. Or Staff Sergeant, Sergeant First Class, go ahead and buff face. All right. Congratulations again. Oh.
Thank you, sir.
All right, fall back in. All right. Other than that, we're gonna kind of wrap things up. We're rolling at exactly 1 hour or 58 minutes for ceremony. We like to keep these about an hour. So sometimes I just aren't, I'm not able to talk a lot. So you guys are lucky those weeks or those months. But today was a good day. Other than that, today we do have a mission. We have mission prep here. I believe the LT will fill us in on kind of when the leader's brief is, and really just get ready for a good combat mission day. Something that is brought to you by S2. As we talked about earlier, we are in the kind of apex of our operation after 9-10 months worth of it, and it is kind of starting to wind down. We're getting towards that end, so expect a lot of good things and a lot of hard things. So be prepared. Inspire leaders. Leaders inspire your teams to be here. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier to complete these missions when we have a full roster. So really try your best to have accountability. And then obviously make sure we muster and vote. Get in there and report in, and appreciate everybody's work in the month of October. Looking forward to November and seeing what we can rock out. So, nice work, War Eagles. All right. Tenant, post. All right. Take charge. Dismiss your troops.
Thank you, Major. Alrighty, Widowmakers and Falcons off to my right. So, congrats to all those who received a promotion and award. Those that didn't, keep up the hard work. Please be sure to submit your CID requests, guys. So get your uniforms, your dress blues updated as soon as possible. So our uniform updaters can get that corrected on our personal files.
As Major LaFlash said, we will see you back here at 14:45 Eastern for our company mission brief.
Oh.
Alright, cool.
First platoon dismissed.
Alright, let me get over here quick and back into my secret bunker. Alright, appreciate you guys all watching. Had a good chunk of people watching today. A lot of soldiers, prior soldiers, as well as just civilians in general stopped by, whether that was Facebook, YouTube, or my personal Twitch account. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys back here in, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. I'll load back up, and we'll get us going into mission planning. So, see you guys in a bit.